It's responsible for 21,000 deaths every year. 500 of those here in Wisconsin may be in your child's school.
It's radon, the odorless, invisible gas, the second leading cause of lung cancer. And though the EPA recommends our schools test for it, our News 3 investigation shows most do not. Amy Reed reports.
This afternoon, I picked up a test in Verona for another homeowner.
When it comes to radon,
Tomorrow we have a few tests for a couple home inspections.
could say the Meffords have been around the block.
4417.
Today, it's a block they drive, dropping off radon test results for their clients at Madison Radon Testing. But their expertise comes from the figurative block. And on that block sits their first home in Madison that they tested as a precaution.
We found out it was really high, sky high. It was like 6 times the amount that the EPA would like.
From there, they started researching, learning about how radon is an odorless, invisible gas, dubbed the silent killer for its role as the second leading cause of lung cancer.
So you're able to analyze all those measurements.
And that led to their business and to the types of questions informed parents like to ask.
As parents, we ask, like when our oldest has a sleepover, I ask, oh, where'd you guys sleep? And then when she said, oh, in their basement, then I asked, oh, have they had the radon tested?
Yeah, they mean it. Any place their kids spend time, they want to know about radon. But one place is out of their hands.
And really, to think about our kids spending, you spend 7-8 hours a day at school every day. So it'd be nice to just to know, just for peace of mind. And maybe the levels wouldn't be high. Maybe they would come back, they wouldn't have high radon in the classrooms, and then that would just be for peace of mind as well.
Even though the EPA recommends schools test every ground level room every 2 to 5 years, most schools don't. We asked 55 school districts in south central Wisconsin when was the last time they tested for radon. And of the 36 districts that responded, only 4 have tested district-wide in the last 5 years. 7 haven't tested since the late 80s or 90s, and 21 haven't tested at all.
25,000 students in schools, 180 days a year, breathing air that could have elevated levels of radon. That's a public health concern.
A public health concern is right, according to a local expert on radon.
It's important for schools to be testing because we want to reduce your overall exposure to radon throughout your lifetime because lung cancer is a later stage of life disease, and if you can reduce your exposure at home and places where you spend a significant amount of time, I think we should be doing that.
But paying for testing in every ground level classroom in every building in the entire district can be costly. And as some schools pointed out when we asked, it's not required by state law.
It's not for me to say whose responsibility it should be, but I think districts can get organized and figure it out as they do a maintenance plan for all their schools. They could add radon to that list.
Many parents we asked agreed someone should find a solution, even if that means paying more in taxes to make it happen.
Well, for the safety of the children, and if they're in there all day long, and breathing this in, if it can cause lung cancer, that's a big reason to be testing. We don't want to make our children sick trying to educate them.
And the testing itself wouldn't really be that expensive.
Of course, the Meffords are on board, not just because of their near obsession with radon, but because of the part of their story that really hits close to home. Kirk's mom, who, yes, was a smoker, died of lung cancer after living in a home with high levels of radon for most of her adult life, a combination that makes cancer even more likely.
We'll take a look at the monitor.
So they're happy many people are taking their advice and experience to heart, trusting their journey and getting their homes tested and mitigated before it becomes a problem, before a loved one in one of these homes gets cancer. And they're hoping soon it's not just homeowners that get on board.
Thank you so much. We are hopeful that if the word gets out, people learn more about radon and parents, and maybe that will get the ball rolling, that school districts will do testing in schools, hopefully.
With photojournalist Brian Messmer, Amy Reed, WISC News 3.
Now we understand there is a lot of information to unpack here, so we have more of it over on our website. Just head to channel3000.com.
We also have a map where you can see when the last time your child's school district tested for radon.